switch to concrete there. He's giving me a nudge. I tell you, you need the handbrake. That's for sure. Oh, shoots. Oh, he's got me lunch. Wow. Wreckfest 2 in the motion rig is absolutely ridiculous. I had someone reach out and email me. I'd seen Wreckfest 2 drop and I immediately started thinking about some cool videos I could do, but motion wasn't what crossed my mind initially. And this chap emailed me and goes, dude, you might be interested in this. He's obviously part of the SpaceMonkey crew in some way, shape or form. Ironically, I'm not on the SpaceMonkey Discord, but I am as of right now because they're doing some crazy stuff. If you haven't heard of SpaceMonkey, well, today's your lucky day. But in essence, it is getting motion working in certain games that don't have motion support from the developers. Not going to deep dive into that right now, but we're going to get into the sim rig. I'm going to show you what you just saw in the intro video, and this is nuts. I've actually got full force feedback through my SimMagic Ultimate steering wheel base, and the feedback is epic. Handbrake's working, gear shifts are working. I'm also running the V&M pedals, so we're dealing with a mismatch of steering wheel and pedals. Sometimes in games like this, that throws a spanner in the works, but my V&M pedals, they are working golden as well. Now, there's no VR support, although I'm going to put in the description a video to Paradise Decay. He's just dropped it where he's using reshade and he's actually got VR working in the headset. So check his video out. That looks crazy. And I might do another video testing that. But I've got the Samsung 55-inch ARC monitor. That thing is awesome. It's curved and it's wide and it looks amazing. The only thing that sucks is I don't have any head look. I've got a Tobii eye tracker, so I am doing some tweaks to see what we can get working there. And if I get it functioning well, I'll do a follow-up video. But this is going to show you how to get your butt kickers working. It's going to show you how SpaceMonkey works, where to get it, setting it up, and getting Wreckfest 2 working with multiple cars on the grid. And this is absolutely wild. Let's get into the video. Don't forget, like and subscribe, share these videos with all your crazy friends. We're doing some old school limitless VR and sim rigs, motion rig gaming right now. Let's go. Okay, first thing is first. We need to jump into the GitHub for Fart Games. I just love that. It's SpaceMonkey. If you've not seen my previous video, MechWarrior 5, and I sort of demonstrate how to get all this stuff working. I'll put a link up in the top here, but we're going to get into it and show you how to get all this working. Now, it supports lots of games, and Dakar 2 is one in particular that is absolutely wild in this. Again, I've done another video on the channel. You can dig through and find it, but we've got a whole heap of games here that will work with this. So in essence, what this is doing is outputting the telemetry using the same protocol that Dirt Rally 2.0 uses. So it's the Codemasters UDP port. And I don't fully understand it all, but I know how to get it working. Now, one of the crew actually reached out, sent me an email, and I'm not sure if he's part of this or not. I need to ask him, but the dude emailed me and goes, mate, this is probably up your alley. Are you aware that there's motion support now through SpaceMonkey for Wreckfest 2? And I'm like, you're an absolute legend. Let's check it out. So if we scroll down, here's the instructions on how to get it, what to do. It also talks about the X input. Certain games like Dakar Rally don't have any proper motion controller support, and or motion controller, don't have any controller support other than gamepads. So you can use the X360 emulator to emulate the Xbox controller and map it to Axis and other peripherals in your rig. And I'm able to get my throttle, my pedal, my steering all working as if it's being fed through an Xbox controller into the game. We don't need that for today. I've managed to get my steering wheel working and the pedals, plus shifter and handbrake in Wreckfest 2. So I'm stoked because I wasn't sure if it was going to work. So if we scroll down, this will talk you through the installation. So follow those instructions. Once you've got it installed and you're happy, now I'm going to step you through the configuration. So it's pretty straightforward. Here to the left is SpaceMonkey, and it's telling us we want this to be open motion config. We want this to be open motion filters, this to be default _MMF _UDP _CMED3. Whew, that's a mouthful. And your toggle hotkeys, you can change that to your heart's content. Now, sometimes I find if it's installed, it might be set to a default profile like Wreckfest 2 or something like that. It certainly was when I updated it to make sure I had the latest files for Wreckfest 2. So you just need to go through and change that. Don't be worried about this. Change it to exactly what you can see on the GitHub here. So we'll change that to open motion config. Everything else looks good. And then we need to go to outputs. So it shows you here on the page. Click on outputs. You can read all of this here so you understand what's going on, but in short, as long as you replicate it exactly as you see here, we'll be golden. So we'll click on outputs and we'll make sure that everything is how we need it. There's quite a few options here, so just make sure everything is selected correctly. And this is the most important part. I mean, all of it's important, but it's got to be set to Codemasters Extra Data 3, UDP port of, or UDP IP of 127.0.0.1, port 20.777. You should be golden. Don't forget to click save once you're done there. Okay, now, I'm not sure if this needs to be open anymore. I've always had to open it previously, but maybe they've stopped that from needing to be open. But this is a widget called Mods Go Burr. It's within it, and they do talk about it within all of this. So I'm not sure if that still needs to be run, but I'm running it. So I might actually... I need to find out whether or not they've discontinued that, but certainly I am running it, and I have done for a very long time while running any of the other games. But I'll check in with the team and see if it's actually still needed, or maybe that's something that's no longer required. Okay, now last bit of the puzzle is the motion software. So I'm using SimHub at the moment for this. Just get this over here, and whoa, what's happening there? Okay. What's most important, if we jump into the dashboard here, is to change the active game. You must make sure that you have Dirt Rally 2.0 selected. I have already selected that. And if we then jump down to motion, I would just make sure that you've got yourself a pretty subtle motion profile, because it can get pretty hectic. But if you like, I'll quickly scroll through what I've got set for mine, and you can mirror this. I'm running an Eracing Labs motion system with 150 millimeters of travel, so just bear that in mind. I'll just scroll through the settings there. You can mirror those if you like. Okay, and then once that's all done, we really just need to fire up the game and follow some instructions. Scroll down here in getting this all working. So Wreckfest 2, there we go. We'll get that at the ready. And then the last bit of the puzzle is Voice Meter Potato. So what Voice Meter Potato is going to do is give us a virtual, it's basically a virtual audio splitter. You can get Voice Meter Banana or Voice Meter Potato from Voice Meter. They have got a free trial as well, so it's well worth checking it out and having a play with. And in essence, what it does is it gives us the ability to have two inputs fed out to a single. So these are the channels up the top here. A1, I've got that going to my butt kickers, so that's the speakers, Realtek USB 2.0, that's coming out of the back of the motherboard and going to my butt kickers through these amps that I've got just to the left here. Now you'll notice that there's a duplication, but we've got the WDM driver and then the MME driver. Now, what I like to do here is separate the two channels over two different drivers. I think it just helps with latency, and I was getting some crackling and some other weird artifacts early on in the piece. Separating those channels over two different drivers fixed it. So in my case, A1, butt kickers, WDM, and then I've actually got audio coming out of the monitor. My missus has gone overseas and she's borrowed my noise cancelling Arctis headphones. So I don't have headphones today, but I've selected MME as the driver for my Odyssey Arc monitor. And then all we have to do is change the output for the computer's audio. And you can see here, this central column is your virtual input. So we need to change the computer's audio to this voice meter augs. So we'll navigate down to the taskbar, click on the speaker, and there we go. We've got that set to voice meter augs, and we can just test that quickly. There we go. I felt vibration and I've got audio, so we are golden. We're going to have engine vibrations and motion. Oh my goodness, hang on to your seats. So we'll close that. We'll keep that at the ready because we need some instructions happening there. And all we really need to do is kick off Wreckfest 2. So we're going to, we'll actually load the game first. It doesn't matter, but we'll step through these instructions bit by bit. Okay, so this is the point at where the instructions kick off for what we need to be doing. So once you picked your car, you can do single player and just choose one car on the grid and test this initially to find out what the number of your car is. Now, what I mean by that is you can have up to, I think, 24 cars on the grid, and they're not all numbered based on however many's on the grid. So let's say if you just go car 1, you're the only car on the grid, you're not going to be number 1. What I mean by that is when I tested this by picking the car first and doing a solo race with just me on the track, and I'll show you in a minute, this scan that we do, my car came up as number 23. So let's just control escape there and we'll jump to, so let's go, all right, we're at SpaceMonkey. Let's click on Wreckfest 2, the button, the radio button here. So we're going to click that. And what we can now do is change the max cars to 24, and then we're going to hit scan. And this can take a little while to scan, so it's just cycling through a little bit. Just let that do its thing. Now that took about 3 minutes, all right? So be patient and just expect it to take a little bit of time. Now you can see it's stopped at 8 for the cars, but that is not my car. And I don't know which car is mine now because when I first did this, it came up as 23, but I've restarted the game. So anyway, we're going to find out. Now, it's apparently pretty easy to tell because you can get into the game, stop, and then apparently you can see the parameters that will tell us the speed at which the car's going, and our car will be close to 0. So we can see there 0%. So let's now just pick any car because you can change cars. It doesn't matter. So we'll click initialize. And if that's not our car, it doesn't matter. So let's now kick off into the race. So, all right, we're going to click start and let's get into it. All right, we're in the grid. Jeez. Oh, we picked the right, we got the car right. Jesus. Oh man. Oh, whoa. Just missed the concrete there. He's giving me a nudge. I tell you, you need the handbrake. That's for sure. Oh, jeez. Oh, he's got me lunch. Oh, God, the force feedback in this thing. I feel like I'm driving an old 1950s Buick and there's just no power steering at all. The sensation of going through. Oh, shit. Oh my God! Oh, Jesus! Oh man, you feel the bumps. This is an arm workout. Oh! All right, on the bike. Oh, get her around. Come on, back on it. Try and push me in that side. Oh man. Steering wheel almost ripped out of my hands there. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, jeez. Get it back on course. They're about to dust up. Outside of him. Nah, he's not budging. I think it's a 3-lapper, this one. Oh, I can't see. Oh, shit. Oh, we're in the parlour. Oh. Okay. I need that bonnet gone. Oh man, I tell you, with the 55-inch Samsung Arc, it is glorious. Oh, if you haven't seen his channel, Paradise Decay, come on. He's showing you how to get this working with Reshade in VR. I might have a dabble in another video, but I'll put a link in the description to his video. Check that out, because that looks absolutely sick. I mean, in motion with VR, which is ridiculous. Oh, I'm going to come last. I thought we were going to get a placing. Oh my gosh. Oh, jeez. Oh, this is a handful. I might have to turn the force feed back down. This is just, oh my gosh. My arm's going to fall off. Oh, wow. That's Wreckfest. There you have it. It's just, in that rig, it's terrifying. When you get hit, you feel it. And flying through the air off some of those jumps, man, that game is absolutely crazy. I am loving what they're doing with that, and I really hope they start developing it more so we're not having to tweak it as much to get all these cool things working. But for now, it is absolutely worth it. If you've got a motion rig, do yourselves a favor, get SpaceMonkey, get it all set up. But even if you don't, hopefully this has helped you understand how to get your butt kickers working to add some additional immersion to the game. I'll see you in the next video.